Hello there, and welcome to my live broadcast. Welcome to all the replay viewers. And for those of you who are watching me live, welcome. Let me know you're here. Say hello in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, let me know that you're here watching the replay. If you don't know me, I'm Shanta Prince, and I help women coaches and consultants to brand their expertise and turn their knowledge into a profitable business. Tonight, I'm just stopping by to talk to you about one thing that could be killing your business. So before we jump into the content, I just want to give you a quick reminder that the Brand in Demand Bootcamp is coming up. If you need to sign up for the Brand in Demand Bootcamp, you can just tap the link in my bio, or you can just go to brandindemandbootcamp.com and get signed up for that bootcamp. We're going to be doing some high-level trainings from that Monday, March 8th, all the way up into that following Tuesday. And I promise you that you're going to get a ton of value out of the Brand in Demand Bootcamp. So now let's talk about the one thing that could be killing your business, okay? That one thing that I'm talking about is a P word, and it could be a bad word. It is a bad word if it's keeping you back, and that is perfectionism, okay? Perfectionism could be killing your business, and I'm going to tell you why. One of the things that I talk to my clients about all the time is how there's a difference between excellence and perfectionism. Excellence is doing the best you can with what you have, and perfectionism is just constantly waiting before you move, constantly waiting to get something that you don't have. Hey, Jeraine. So when you're moving in excellence, you're using what you have, you're doing the best that you can with what you got, okay? And that's how I encourage everybody to move forward. If you don't have it, you don't have it, right? So the only way that you can move forward is with what you already have, right? Don't let the things that you don't have stop you from moving, but use what you do have to the best of your ability. Perfectionism is just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then you never move because you're waiting for this thing. You're waiting until you get a better camera. You're waiting until you get more money. You're waiting until you get finished with this or get finished with that. You're waiting until everything is perfect before you move, and it's keeping you stuck. And it's frustrating because you can be in spot, and then next year that time you're in the same spot because you're waiting and waiting and waiting, okay? Jeraine says, I have to learn that. Yes, I had to learn it too. It was a tough lesson. As a matter of fact, I've gotten so accustomed to just moving ahead, even when things aren't perfect. I did a live video yesterday, and I was live on Instagram and Facebook at the same time. And on Facebook, the live was muted for the first few minutes. So if you tried to watch it and you couldn't hear anything, it wasn't your phone. The first few minutes of that video is actually muted. And when I realized I was muted, guess what I did? I hit the unmute button and I kept going. And I was like, oh, well. And guess what? I left the video up because I'm really understanding how to continue to move ahead when things aren't perfect. And that's what you're going to really have to grab a hold of. If you really want to grow, you got to let go of wanting everything to be perfect before you move, okay? People can still get help off of work that's not perfect, okay? When when you go to the doctor, of course, we would love, like when we go to the doctor or to the dentist, we would love to know that our doctor was the A student, right? Wouldn't you want your doctor to be the A student? Well, not all doctors are A students, but guess what? They're still saving lives. They're still changing lives. And so you don't have to have A+ work to be able to help somebody. People can get help off of C+ C work. So, but I'm just saying that to say that if you don't feel like you have everything together, that is the best time to get started. Is when you feel like, oh my goodness, like I don't even know like what I'm doing. I don't have everything together. That's the best time to get started, because that's the only way you're going to get it together is by getting started. Okay. So think about the things that you need to get done and what you've been waiting on because you don't have this or you don't have that. People are making lots of money with just a cell phone and a payment processor. I'm talking about not waiting. I'm talking about breaking out of that spirit of perfectionism and moving yourself ahead so that you can grow your business and start impacting the lives that you're called to impact. Okay. So, remember when I said that excellence, when you move in excellence, you do the best you can with what you have. You don't have a fancy camera or a fancy computer or a fancy this or a fancy that. You can still start growing right from where you are, okay? So don't let that thing rob you. I always say that I always talk about fear and how fear is the biggest thief I know, because fear steals people's dreams. Because fear keeps you stuck, right? Well, I would say that perfectionism is the twin brother of fear, because that is another way that your business stays stuck. I actually believe that perfectionism is rooted in fear. Perfectionism is rooted in fear when it comes to the point where you're not moving ahead because you don't feel like you have everything together, and you're afraid to step out, feeling like you don't have anything to get everything together, and you're feeling insecure. That is perfectly okay. Let me just give you an example. Some people don't feel ready to post on social media, to go live on social media, to start connecting with people on social media because they don't have a large following. And so they're waiting until their following gets big enough to start connecting and to start doing live videos and to start posting more content. Well, you're never going to grow like that. You're never going to grow like that. If you really want to grow, you have to be comfortable talking when you don't feel like anybody is listening, or actually talking when no one is listening. And you just have to be comfortable with that. I see people joke about it all the time, like, oh, I saw somebody doing a live video and there was one viewer. So what? Keep doing that. Keep doing those videos, because one day that one is going to turn into 100, and that 100 is going to turn into 1,000. You have to get comfortable with speaking when you don't feel like anybody's listening. That is the best time to start, actually. I was just sharing this with one of my clients a couple of weeks ago about how if you have a small group, that's the best time to hop in there and go live. Because if you mess up, if you make mistakes, then maybe only 10 people saw it. Maybe only 15 people saw it. That's the best time to start perfecting your skills, getting better at doing videos, getting better at connecting with people when things are small. So use that to your advantage. If you're one of those people who you're like, oh man, I only have these many followers, I only have those many followers, that's the best time to get started. Okay. And so what happens is, as you start to jump out there and as you start to cultivate your gifts and your skills, then your audience starts to grow, because now you are a person of value and you're providing value to people. Do you know how many people that you probably follow who started out with 0 followers? All of us started out with 0 followers. Everybody. We all started out with 0 followers. But it takes some work and it takes some practice to get there. But if you let perfectionism keep you from growing, you're never going to grow. So I would encourage you, if you feel like that's something that's been keeping you back, keeping you stuck, I would encourage you to step out anyway and use what you got. Okay? Because you can't use anything else, right? can only use what you got. Okay. So before I close out, I just want to give you one more reminder that the Brand in Demand Bootcamp is coming up on March 8th. And it's going to be a high-level training series, and you're welcome to go through it again. If you've already been through it once, you're welcome to go through it again and participate in all of the sessions. We'll be doing some high-level training series for 9 days. And when I say high level, I mean high level. There's going to be a lot of content, a lot of value, and a lot of engagement around your brand and growing your business. So I'm going to teach you how to position yourself as an expert, even if you're brand new to business. I'm going to show you how to brand your expertise, and I'll show you how to create expert content. And then I'll show you how to put a game plan in place so that moving forward, even after the bootcamp, you have something that you can go on to help you to move things forward. One of the biggest things that I've heard people say when they attend something is they don't leave with a game plan. So people were saying, well, I go to these events and then I leave and I don't really have a game plan, or I don't have something that I could take with me. Well, in the Brand in Demand Bootcamp, you will actually get a game plan, and you'll actually walk away with a strategy for moving your business forward. So if you want to sign up for the Brand in Demand Bootcamp, just tap the link in my bio, or you can go to brandindemandbootcamp.com and get signed up for that bootcamp, okay? And if you're inside of my Facebook group already, then you're already at the spot where the Brand in Demand Bootcamp is going down. If you're not inside of my Facebook group already, you'll get an invitation to the Facebook group when you sign up for the Brand in Demand Bootcamp. All right, so if you have any questions or comments, you can leave your questions or comments. And even if I'm not live, I'll come back and catch your questions and your comments. And I will see you guys again very soon. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful night.